What's up, guys? Twiggy built on this beautiful Sunday. Got a crap ton of stuff done this week, so I'm super happy. Things are moving right along with some minor snags, but I've got them sorted. So as you saw, 104 days left. Yikes. Gotta hurry up and get this thing done. The wiring is almost 100% now. I'd say we're at 99. I've got one little issue with the fuel pump that I've got to sort out, and we'll go over that in today's video. Alright, so this week, if this tells you the amount of wiring I've done this week, this is what happened to my wire crimpers. So yeah, you could say that I've run a little bit of wire here and there. Just a touch, you know. The broken crimpers, the bleeding hands, and you know, that's just all the wiring I cut out of the harness that I didn't need. So just a smidgen, but boys, girls, whoever, she is wired up, like wired up. So I got my new Concepts terminals finally on, and all the power done and ground done correctly. Alternator wiring and grounds are done down there. These terminals are awesome. They're 30 bucks. They're super nice for what they are. And they let you hook up a whole bunch of stuff to it. It's got a spot on the back for 4 gauge or 1/0 on each side, and then obviously terminals that you can ring terminal to on the opposite sides. And then they clamp with a little Allen key, so that's how they clamp down, and it keeps everything all super nice and out of the way. You can see we got the fuel pump relay installed finally. Obviously the cap's off and it's unplugged. Fun times with that. I think this thing is wired backwards. Everything on the harness side, the engine harness side, is working correctly. When I meter this, I get 12 volts to it when I turn on each pump. However, for some reason unknown to me, when I plug this side, the harness side, into the relay box side, it turns the fuel pump on, even with the ignition off. This, from what I've discovered, this plug down here on the relay box side, the green wire, which is fuel pump 1, is always hot, no matter what I do. It's hot right now. If you meter it right now, it'll have 12 volts on it. And when I do that, when I plug it into this side, it completes the circuit through the harness and clicks the relay on. So I got to look into that. I'm not sure what's going on. And when I do that and check it, the weird part is, I don't know if this is labeled backwards or not. That is fuel pump 1. Let me see. How did this go on here? Yeah, that's fuel pump 1's relay, but fuel pump 2 is the one that's hot. So something's backwards. I'm not sure why. Super weird. We'll get that figured out. That's an easy fix because it's on the relay box side, not any of the wiring back there. Not super worried about that. We got the fans working. All the relays and triggers and stuff are set up in the Holly. The 4-port is working. All that's set up. Injectors I checked and they all fire, and so do all the coils. So that's all working. We got our wideband installed. Obviously it's just dangling right now, tied up out of the way. Still waiting on AC lines. They were supposed to be here Saturday, and my post office sucks, and they weren't here. So, like usual, they take 3 times as long. I don't know why, whenever it comes into the Haltom post office. So, that's not fun, but you can see I terminated that's where the 4-port plugs into, little Deutsch connector. Let's see. What else? Let's go in the cab. Okay. Excuse the mess, but I had to undo some stuff for troubleshooting. Those last 2 relay wires, I'm sorry, not relay wires, those last 2 inputs are for the bump button and trans brake. So, kind of hard to see. There's my trans brake relay. Hang on, let me grab a light. Alright, so there's my trans brake relay. There's the output for it. Power runs out to the battery. Blue wire runs to the actual trans brake itself. That's the solid state. Also got my shifter wired in. So what this is I just set up a secondary output for the shifter, so that way when you put it into reverse, it will trigger the trans brake so we have reverse. Because with the D3, you either have to hold the button on the steering wheel or do it this way, so that way the trans brake is on in reverse. Otherwise, you will not have reverse. So as you can see, buttons are not done yet. Still have to do that. But everything else, aside from just cleaning and bundling this stuff up nice again, is done on wiring. So very excited about that. Let me show you some cool stuff with the Holly. Okay, so we're hooked up to the Dominator, keys on. V6 has some pretty neat stuff in the software now. This little function called output test. Before, you used to have to make custom outputs, so you could like press the throttle pedal and it would read TPS and turn stuff on. Now you can just manually turn stuff on. So for instance, we go over here and we hit on. That's one fan. And then if we come over here and turn the second fan on, full power. So that's pretty cool. We can do, let's see, let's turn the 4-port on. So if we do, you supply power to it, and this is PWM negative, so let's set the pulse width to 50 so we can hear it click. 50, and let's do 4 pulses. So power's onto the 4-port, I just turn that on, and then if I hit pulse on the solenoid, so you can hear it clicking. So the solenoid's working, woohoo! Exciting. Most of the stuff you can't really see it do things because the truck's not running, so let's see, what else can we do? We can go over here to fixed, we can turn our fuel pump output on, and then we can go over to injectors. You don't want to do this a whole lot, it's not good for them. So, hear it? Injectors are clicking. So, that's how that works. Pretty awesome. Go ahead and turn this stuff off. We can sync. Yep. And then we can go to USB link. And all of our sensors are reading, as you can see. Coolant temp, pressure, all that good stuff. Here, this is a better view. So, our AFR is obviously maxed out lean because the engine's not running. There's no boost, mile per hour, no RPM because we're not cranking. Flex fuel's working now, fuel pressure is working, all this stuff's working, so pretty excited. We're pretty damn close. And like I said last week, the engine cranks over now, all that stuff, I just need to put oil in it. So let me go. Alright, had to change battery. Getting back to next week. Next week, get the fuel pump thing sorted. I think it's going to be an easy fix, probably just like a pin swapped or something on that relay box. I've got the power steering cooler, line kit, fittings, all that good stuff to finish up the power steering, to fully plumb it. So everything including the high pressure line, which is on the way. That's not here yet. What else? My AC lines should finally be here, I think Monday. And in that box is also a kit to plumb in the heater core lines. So that'll take care of that. That'll leave the only plumbing item, which will be the, I'm doing AN line to the water pump. Big stuff, dash 20. They sell some conversion fittings to convert a neck with a nipple on it, like a factory, to AN. I want to use those, not weld them on, because that way, if we have a problem, I can always go to the parts store and just buy a plain Jane GM rubber water hose and run it like factory. So that's the plan, and that'll pretty much wrap up all of the plumbing. And then at that point, oh, that's not true. I still need to run my fuel and return lines from the tank up front and mount my flex fuel sensor and all that good stuff. So that still needs to be done plumbing wise. But other than that, we are super, super duper close to starting this pig. So need to get some tires pretty quick. That's coming up. And probably do that once I flop the truck around, pull the bed off to do the fuel pumps. So that's the plan. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one. We're getting closer. Hang in there. I know it's slow and boring and weeks of wiring. Believe me, I am sick of wiring. I'm never wiring another vehicle. Definitely not doing one from scratch. So thanks again. See y'all later.